References. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is no stranger to them. Odds are some of you were shoved into a locker back in the day for making one too many JoJo references in school. And honestly, you did deserve it. Grow up. However, JoJo itself makes more references than a sweaty Reddit mod ever could. Rather than dropping aura auras and muda mudas though and not showering, the author Hirohiko Araki is obsessed instead with throwing music references into his work, and honestly, based. These little references were a big part of what was keeping me a JoJo fan for the longest time. If there's anything I like more than having trash opinions about anime, it's music. Even when a particular arc has me in the trenches, I could always look over and be like, this dude a Prince song. But looking a little closer at these references made me think, what part of JoJo has the best, soundtrack? If each JoJo part was a playlist, right? And my friend played all of them once I passed them the aux, how long would it take before I have to pull this friend over and throw them out of my car? These are the questions that keep me up at night, and that is low-key terrifying. I may need some therapy in the near future. Regardless, though, Deejthany Ustano here, and this is...
Your mama.
Yo mama, yo bald-headed ass.
You mad.
Now, to start this absolutely whack video concept off, we're gonna need to explain the tier list. At the very bottom, we have Would Get Me Fired. I used to work at a radio station, and if I played this part's discography live on the air, I'd be living out of a box like Squidward by the end of the week. Absolute worst of the worst. Slightly above this, I'd put the whack playlist. Everything in this tier is dusty, musty, crusty, and definitely haram, but it's not like I'll be shot dead in Miami for bumping these references. Layman's terms, kinda cringe. In the middle, we have facts, which is honestly just light skin for decent. It's kind of like what I say is a base term of acknowledgement when I hear something wild and I have absolutely nothing to add on to it. It's like the mid tier. Moving up to the positive tiers now, we have based. Kind of self-explanatory. This is where all the tracks I low-key vibe to go. They might not be for everybody, but I gel with them and I'm making the list, so your mama.
Your mama!
And lastly, at the very top, we got Past the Aux. The parts in this tier I will be blasting in your car whether you like it or not. Absolutely bumping references, peak JoJo, in his bag, etc. Tracks in these parts are so money that they got me doing everything but throwing ass on Araki myself. Quick disclaimer though, I'm not really taking the anime versions into account with this tier list, but if I did, I think the entire anime would just go into haha. Facts. Cause on the one hand, yeah, we got tracks like Roundabout, which was fire, and Freakin' You, which was hilarious. But on the other hand, yeah, I don't know if I can let bro get away with this one.
Look where you working at, but
Look where you eating.
Oh my lord, are we starting off bad? Jesus. I don't hate Phantom Blood, don't get me wrong. It's a bit boring compared to how psychotic the newer parts get, but I don't think it aged all that poorly. Its references, though? Yeah. Araki deserves to be put against the wall for these. If I played this on the radio, I would instantly age 60 years based off pure radiation of dad rock coming off this playlist. Well, that or my boss would just blow my brains out. Think about all the guys in Phantom Blood. Sure, Ronnie James Dio, Aureo Speedwagon, and Led Zeppelin are pretty good, but it's not like they're exclusive to this part. And other than Speedwagon, they're all better in other parts, so they don't really help part 1's case. And other than that, who's left? Dire Straits? Poco? Racism? It's just not the vibe. It would definitely get me fired. If there was ever a definition of Saved by the Bell, it would be part 2. Oh my god. It's definitely the shortest playlist by far, and it's got a lot of tracks on it that are just reruns from part 1, Dire Straits and Led Zeppelin coming back and all. Already bad juju. However, similarly to my Gape, Big Beefy Men solved all this playlist's problems. The Pillar Men definitely saved this part from Would Get Me Fired. It's still whack playlist, don't get me wrong, but Cars, Wham, and especially AC/DC and Santana keep this part from being absolute utter doo-doo fart. And honestly, we take those. I will say though, the Red Stone of Aja being a Deus Ex Machina MacGuffin is very fitting because the album Aja made me see God.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Done.
What career? But I'm not a rapper.
Originally, part 3 was gonna be my baseline for the haha facts tier. But looking back, Stardust Crusaders might fuck around and be trash, bro. It has some good references in there, like the fact that Araki turned Iggy Pop into a literal dog will never stop being funny to me. And Steely Dan, Hall & Oates, Mariah Carey, and technically Dio are banger choices too. They definitely bring up the score. However, this raggedy little freak brings the entire part to Whack playlist by himself. Vanilla Ice and his stand Cream. Vanilla Ice and his stand Cream. Vanilla Ice Cream. Bruh, find God. Not only is Vanilla Ice on this playlist now, but it is for the wackest pun I have ever seen. Solid Whack playlist. Get out of my ads. Now, part 4 is where Araki's references start being trash and start being sick as hell. And I think a good 80% of the reason behind that is Yoshikage Kira. He looks like Bowie, insta-based. His stands are all Queen songs, double based. Honestly, bro could get the whole part into based on his own. And it's not like the rest of the part is slacking. We got funk classics like Earth, Wind, and Fire and Superfly. We got a whole bunch of Pink Floyd tracks for your inner middle-aged, gay, liberal, bed and breakfast owner in Vermont. R&B greats like Boys to Men and Love Deluxe. And y'all know how much I love me some Sade. Easiest peak of my life. I will be bumping this as soon as you leave me within 30 feet of an ox.
Here's a list of things kids don't have. Hose.
Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls.
Yes! Yes!
Can I just go on a quick tangent here and say how absolutely fucked up Carne and Notorious B.I.G. are in JoJo? Biggie was shot dead in March 1997, like halfway through Vento Aureo's original run in Shonen Jump. And less than a year later, in January 1998, Araki writes the Notorious B.I.G. arc where the guy who is referencing Big gets shot dead 3 pages into the story. That is his stand ability, to die by getting shot. Bro took a little too much reference from this one. This whole arc was vile. Oh my god. Regardless though, Biggie's still my goat. He gets the part into peak on his own, and if any of y'all try to fight me on this, it's on sight. The rest of the part isn't too bad either though. We got the Spice Girls, we got MJ, we got Hendrix, we got Metallica. Hell, we even got Kraftwerk in on this. Love those little German freaks, you go. Plus, Giorno and Gold Experience are the first of many Prince references we get, and honestly, I love to see it.
No, I can already tell that you're fatherless, so
Meh. This segment is probably gonna be one of the shortest, if only because I deadass don't know how to respond. Stone Ocean references are usually either rockabilly or some experimental techno jazz, and while I do low-key vibe with that, like, I wouldn't shut off this playlist as quick as some of the other ones. I'd only really describe it as in its bag if the bag was full of heroin. If I played Stone Ocean on the radio, I wouldn't get fired per se, but I definitely get drug tested, and that's a whole other thing. I will say though, there are some that I really do gel with in this part. Like, I love Emporio as a Talking Heads reference, since I thought the one in part 5 was low-key kind of mid. I adore Foo Fighters. I respect using a Tom Jones track for the Green Baby, and I absolutely love that Araki took one of the most recognizable songs of all time, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and decided to give it to fucking Ungalo. That is a power move right there if I have ever seen one.
18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch.
As with most things JoJo, I feel like the references in part 7 are absolutely top tier. Are they my favorites though? Well, It definitely does have some fire picks in there. Like, anything with multiple Outcast references in it can't go below based, period. And Scary Monsters is straight up my favorite non-hip-hop album of all time. So it definitely has some high points, but other than that, the playlist is good, but nothing really stands out. Like, when I see Steel Ball Run referencing tracks like Love Train, My Funny Valentine, and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, I look at those and I go, yeah, that makes sense that those got into JoJo. I see the vision, but I'm not like popping off and soy jacking and cumming myself the same way I would for tracks in part 4 and part 5. It's not a playlist I would always rock with, but if I pass you the aux and you play part 7, I'd think it was kind of based, yeah. Also, quick side note, I found out while researching this video that Araki put Kanye into Steel Ball Run, but bro only shows up for like one panel. This shit is wild, dude.
A billion lions is a lot of lions.
Oh, God. Look, as much as it pains me to say nice things about JoJolion, Yeah, the references in here go kind of crazy. Man, looking at how these references just really puts into perspective how much JoJo has grown as a series. We started out with Dire Straits, and now we got Rihanna. They just grow up so fast. This whole part is tight as hell. It's similar to Steel Ball Run, where it has a lot of jazz standards, and the tracks just kind of make sense as JoJo stands, but it's also got my girl Sade and fucking Snoop Dogg in it, so that gives it a boost. Plus, when I said part 5 was the first of many Prince references, this is what I meant. Gappy's design, Soft and Wet, and Paisley Park all come from the real life Purple guy. And you know what? I'm a huge Prince fan, so go off. Rocky to Rocky. To be honest, the only negative I can really drop about the Part 8 playlist is that I'm just not really an Elvis guy, and there is a lot of Elvis in JoJolion. He's definitely one of those artists that makes sense in JoJo, like low-key, it's surprising it took them this long to reference my guy. However, the only problem is that Elvis fucking sucks, so it's kind of the only thing keeping JoJolion out of Past the Aux.
Run up on the bomb and I smack her on the lip like boom, boom, shoot, boom.
I hate this fucking.
Bro, we got like 2 chapters of this shit. What am I, fucking Nostradamus? Do I look like the great Zoltar to you? I can't see the future. If I put this shit anywhere other than haha facts, I would be capping out of my skull. It does look like it's more likely to move up than it is to move down though. Like, we got The Hustle and Smooth Operators day 1. As for deejus though, yeah, nah, bro would definitely get me fired. Bro makes JoJo videos on the internet. That is the definition of scaring the hoes. Get this man out of here.
Outside, I keep on cooking and I keep it pushing. These niggas is mad, I'm still alive. Looking at niggas' eyes, keep it bump with the talk. I see niggas die. I don't phone, I don't trust us how niggas ride. Shit, I'm wildin', but ain't blind. If you talking about niggas gon' slide. Fuck, shit can get sticky. I keep the blicky like that's